Okay, as you can see, I've put wax paper down on my counter because I want to be able to make sure that my clay does not stick. I'm taping down each corner so that it'll stay in place a little easier. I've just folded the tape back a little tiny bit. That creates what's called like a tab. So I'm ready to pull this off later. I just simply, where can you see? I just simply pick up the part that isn't sticky and I can get this off easily. So I made little tabs on my tape. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to make the base of your pot or sculpture, whatever you're working on. You can use a knife to cut off a chunk, or you can just pull off a chunk, however you feel. This goes where? Straight into my bag. I want to make sure that clay does not dry out. I'm taking the time to ziplock my bag carefully so that it stays airtight. Okay, I'm making a base and I want it to be, if I want to use it, make a square base, a round base, I would make a sphere, which we've learned how. Just making a sphere. Okay, now if I want it to be round, I don't know if you have rolling pins. I don't, but I did find this stick. It's a big giant round stick that I'm going to use as a rolling pin. So I'm going to tape down, just like we had our sticks. I'm going to tape down these pencils. That's about the thickness that you want to have your clay. Tape down these pencils so they don't move. Okay, you would want to put tape on both ends so that see how it's moving. You want to tape down both ends and have your clay ready to go. Okay, you can press it down a little bit to start, but remember you want to keep it a circle. So in class we rotated the board. We're not going to be able to do that so easily because I can't rotate my surface now. I'm going to take it, I'm going to gently roll one way, and it's turning a little oblong. I'm going to pick it up and rotate it. And you guys are going to say that's so small. Remember, we have to work small now. It's another oval, flipping it. And I'm just gently rolling each time, trying to keep it a round base. Okay, as soon as it starts to go oblong, I flip in the opposite direction. Now it might not be perfectly round, which might be okay for you. And if you don't like it, then we've learned that you can get something to trace around. And again, I just would have to use my knife. Okay, I've got my base pretty well. It's rolling clean on the pencils, and I have a relatively round piece. If you don't have something to roll with, I'm putting it back into a sphere, then you're just going to have to use pressure. Okay, so you're just going to gently put on pressure. Again, you're going to see it's going into oval. So you want to almost push it into a circle. So I'm pushing a little forward or a little back, so it's becoming a little bit more of a circle. So I'm rotating it and trying to massage it into being a circle. Okay, cracks are starting. Remember, when you see cracks, you need to gently massage them out. You don't want your clay to start getting cracks and drying out. Hopefully you guys have a way to keep your hands moist. You probably don't have a spray bottle, but just have a bowl of water ready, which I have right here. So I can just put my fingers in, get my fingers a little wet, put it on my hand, rub it around just like we did in class until your hands are glossy. Mine are a little bit too wet. I'm blotting them on a paper towel. That's better. They're just glossy now. So I can add a little bit of moisture back into my clay. All right, so you get the idea. You're just going to carry on massaging it until you have a round base. Okay, how do you add textures? All right, I'm just going to show you a couple of things that I've found pretty easily. I went into my kitchen and I have all these wonderful kitchen tools that I can use to make shapes and press in patterns. I also went to my office and just quickly found that this marker has an interesting top. I scrounged around my house. This is at the bottom of holding up a table, but it has a nice little pattern in it. And I also went to my recycle bin and I found that I have a spice sauce that I can now use to make circles if I want to, or I can press in to get other pattern shapes. So you guys are going to have to scrounge around your house and just see what you have. Ooh, look, there's another great one. So now I can use the top part of the spice can to add textures. So you're going to have to look around for all the different textures you have in your house. If your parents don't want you to use anything in the house, you can even use the bottom of your shoe. You're going to find that shoes have really interesting patterns that you can just simply press onto and it'll peel off and you'll get a great pattern. Okay. I'm going to do another video on how to join the pieces because I want to make sure that everybody understands that in a separate video. So right now, that's how you can add texture to your pieces and make your flat base.